What does success mean to you? Is it the money, the fame, the power? Or is it something more, something deeper that can truly change your life? We all have our own version of success. For some, it's about climbing the corporate ladder. For others, it's about making an impact or living a fulfilling life. But here's the truth: success isn't what we've been told it is. Let's take a moment to unravel the real truth about success and why so many of us are still chasing after something that may not bring us true fulfillment. Before we dive in, hit the like button and subscribe if you've ever questioned what success really means. Let's get into it. In today's society, we are constantly bombarded with the idea that success is measured by the amount of money you earn, the luxury items you can afford, and how many people know your name. From social media influencers to the celebrity culture, there's an overwhelming emphasis on wealth and fame as the ultimate indicators of success. But is that really true? We live in a world where we're told, if you have money, you have it all. We're led to believe that once we reach a certain financial milestone, happiness will naturally follow. The idea is that once you buy that car, that house, or that brand name item, you'll finally feel fulfilled and accomplished. Fame is seen as the next big ticket to success. Once you're known, your value is recognized. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, is money truly the measure of success, or is it just a tool? Money is indeed important. It allows us to secure our basic needs and even indulge in some pleasures. Fame, too, can bring attention and open doors that might otherwise remain closed. But both money and fame are external markers. While they may be symbols of achievement, they do not necessarily indicate fulfillment or contentment. In fact, they can often lead to deeper dissatisfaction, confusion, and a sense of emptiness. What happens when you achieve all the material things you think will make you happy, but still feel empty inside? This is a question worth reflecting on. Many people, once they attain financial success or become well-known, are still left searching for something more. If we look at the lives of many wealthy individuals or celebrities, we see that they may have it all in terms of material wealth or recognition, yet many still report feelings of dissatisfaction. For instance, the famous comedian Robin Williams, despite his immense wealth and global fame, struggled with depression and ultimately took his own life. Why? This deep sense of emptiness comes from the fact that material wealth and fame do not fill the void inside of us. They don't solve the deeper issues of our emotional and spiritual well-being. So, even after reaching what society defines as success, many people still find themselves feeling lost, alone, or disconnected from what truly matters. Think about the richest people in the world. Do they seem like they've reached the pinnacle of happiness? Some are struggling with mental health, loneliness, and personal challenges. This is proof that success isn't just about the superficial. Let's take a moment to think about some of the wealthiest people in the world. People like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates, who have built empires and shaped the future of industries. These individuals have financial freedom beyond measure and are recognized globally for their achievements. But does their money and fame guarantee that they are the happiest people on earth? The reality is, even among the wealthiest, there are struggles. Take a closer look, and you'll find that some of them have faced significant personal battles. Elon Musk has openly talked about the mental health challenges he's faced, while Bill Gates has shared his regrets about his failed marriage. And even someone like Jeff Bezos, despite his incredible wealth, has faced moments of loneliness and personal challenges that money can't solve. These examples highlight an important truth. True success is not defined by material wealth or public recognition. In fact, the external measures of success can sometimes distract us from the real source of happiness and fulfillment. These people are no different from anyone else when it comes to the internal battles they face, which shows that real success is about internal growth and fulfillment, not external accolades. It's time we redefine success. Yes, money can provide comfort and fame can open doors, but they're not the end goal. True success comes from within. It's about living a life of purpose, finding inner peace, and nurturing relationships that bring genuine happiness. Achieving personal goals, being content with who you are, and contributing positively to the lives of others are far more valuable than any material possession or public recognition. So, the next time you think about success, ask yourself this: am I seeking fulfillment or am I chasing external validation? True success begins when you realize it's not about how much you have, but how much you appreciate and grow from the things that truly matter. This deeper exploration into the concept of success will help viewers better understand the often overlooked truth. Money and fame are not the ultimate measures of a successful life. Instead, true success comes from the balance of inner fulfillment, personal growth, and making a meaningful impact in the lives of others. Absolutely. Let's break this point down and expand it in a diligent, humble, and approachable way that will help viewers truly understand the essence of success being a journey, not just a destination. Many of us grow up believing that success is a one-time event. We're often taught that success is about reaching a specific milestone, a big promotion at work, landing a major deal, or reaching a financial target. Once we achieve this, we assume we can sit back, relax, and enjoy the rewards. We picture that moment of success like a finish line, where everything we've worked for is complete, and we can finally stop and take a breath. But let me ask you, what happens when you actually reach that goal? Does it feel as amazing as you expected? Does it bring the sense of fulfillment and contentment you imagined? Have you ever reached a goal and realized it didn't feel like you thought it would? Why is that? It's a powerful question because it brings out an important truth. The feeling of success often isn't as fulfilling as we imagine it to be. You see, true success is not just about the end goal. It's about the journey you take to get there. It's about the challenges, the lessons, and the personal growth that occur in the process. When we only focus on the destination, we miss out on what makes success meaningful. The transformation that happens along the way. What makes success truly valuable is a journey, not just a destination. Success is not achieved overnight, and often, the most important lessons we learn come from failure, mistakes, or setbacks. It's easy to overlook how much we grow when things don't go as planned. Each challenge we face teaches us something new about ourselves, others, and the world. For example, when we take on a new project or start a business, things might not go perfectly at first. There may be hurdles, mistakes, and moments when we question whether we'll succeed at all. But those moments are where the real learning happens. Every time we fall, we learn to get back up. Every time we face a challenge, we become stronger and more equipped to handle future obstacles. This is what makes success a process. It's the growth that happens from every experience along the way. Without those lessons, the end goal wouldn't feel as fulfilling or as meaningful. Success is a mirror of the person you become throughout the process. It's not just about accomplishing a goal, but about who you become in the process of striving for it. Along the journey, you will face moments where you have to grow, adapt, and even change your mindset. You might discover new strengths, realize your weaknesses, or uncover passions and talents you didn't know existed. For example, let's say you're working toward promotion at work. Along the way, you may find that it requires you to develop leadership skills, learn to communicate better, or work collaboratively with people you didn't expect to. You may even have to face some personal challenges, like overcoming self-doubt or learning how to manage stress. All of this growth happens before you even reach the final goal, and that growth is what truly shapes you into someone capable of handling success in a sustainable, balanced way. Another key element of the journey is how success allows us to contribute to the world around us. Success isn't just about personal gain. When we see success as a journey, we understand that part of it involves making a difference in the lives of others, whether it's through our work, the way we treat people, or the impact we have on our communities. Think about the times when you've helped others along your journey. Maybe you mentored someone, shared advice, or gave your time to a cause you care about. These contributions don't just make the world better, they enrich your journey, making success feel much more fulfilling. When you see success as a journey, it becomes less about you and more about the positive impact you're able to make. Let's consider the idea that success isn't just one big leap forward. It's a series of small steps. These small steps are often the ones we overlook, but they are the building blocks of the journey. Think of success like climbing a mountain. No one climbs straight to the top in one go. It's a slow and steady process, where each step up brings you closer to your goal. There will be moments when you feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain, but each of those steps contributes to the bigger picture. For instance, let's say you're working on building a successful business. You don't just open your doors one day and suddenly have customers lining up. There are small, everyday efforts, networking, refining your products, learning how to market effectively, and building relationships. These might not seem like big wins, but each of them is a step toward your ultimate goal. Here's an important truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every setback, every mistake, and every failure teaches you something valuable. They are not roadblocks to your success. They are stepping stones that help you learn and grow. If you ever failed at something, think about what you learned from the experience. Maybe you learned a better way to approach the problem. Maybe you discovered that your first approach was wrong, and now you can take a new direction. Every failure adds another layer of strength, resilience, and understanding to your journey. When you start to see setbacks as opportunities for growth, you begin to view the whole process not just a destination, as a success. When we start seeing success as a journey rather than a destination, it changes everything. It opens up a new perspective, one where the process becomes as important, if not more important, than the outcome. It makes the moments of failure, struggle, and effort much more meaningful. You begin to appreciate the small victories, the lessons, and the growth that happened along the way. This perspective is incredibly liberating. It allows you to keep moving forward, no matter how long the road may seem. It makes the pursuit of success more enjoyable because you understand that it's not about the perfect end result, it's about the transformation that happens as you chase your dreams. Success is a continuous process. It's not something that happens when you reach a certain milestone. It's about embracing the journey to growth, the lessons, the contributions, and the small steps along the way. When you begin to see success this way, you will realize that the journey itself is where the real value lies. So, next time you set a goal, remember, success is not the destination, but the journey that takes you there. Enjoy the process, and let it shape you into the person you're meant to be. Success is about fulfillment, not perfection. When we think about success, our minds often race to images of perfection. The perfect job, the perfect lifestyle, the perfect body, or the perfect family. Society has conditioned us to equate success with flawless achievement, as if we have to reach an unattainable standard to truly be successful. But the truth is, success is not about perfection. In fact, perfection can often be an illusion, an ideal that keeps us striving for something that doesn't even bring true happiness. What does success really mean then? Success is about fulfillment. It's about finding joy, peace, and purpose in your life. It's about being content with who you are, not just with what you've achieved. Fulfillment comes when you align your daily actions with your core values, when you live authentically, and when you feel proud of the person you're becoming. This kind of success is much deeper than just ticking off boxes on a to-do list. It's about the internal satisfaction of knowing that you're on the right path, even if that path doesn't look like someone else's version of success. Let's take a moment to reflect on this question. If financial worries were no longer concerned, what would your life look like? Would you still chase after the same career, the same recognition, and the same material possessions? Or would you prioritize something else? Ask yourself honestly, would your pursuit of success change if you didn't have to prove anything to anyone? This question challenges us to think about what truly drives us. Most of us are so caught up in the idea of success as defined by external factors, wealth, status, or accolades that we often overlook what genuinely brings us fulfillment. If money and fame weren't factors in the equation, would you still be doing what you're doing now? For many people, when financial or social pressures are removed, they realize that what truly makes them happy is not the external rewards, but the internal satisfaction that comes from doing meaningful work or spending time with loved ones. Fulfillment is not about waiting for other people to give you approval or recognition. It's not about measuring yourself against others. In a world obsessed with comparison, it's easy to forget that true success comes from within. When we seek fulfillment, we are really seeking alignment with our true selves. Think about it. Have you ever achieved something that was supposed to make you happy, only to find that it didn't bring the peace you thought it would? That's because external validation, whether it's the applause of others, the praise from your boss, or the likes on your social media posts, can only give you temporary satisfaction. These things are fleeting. They can't provide the lasting fulfillment that comes from truly knowing who you are and being at peace with that person. Take a moment and think about the people you admire most. Think of the ones who seem to radiate true contentment. Do you know what's interesting about them? Most of them didn't reach their goals solely for the fame or money. Instead, they were driven by something much more profound: purpose. They followed their passions, their values, and their sense of calling. They pursued goals that aligned with what they believed was meaningful. And in doing so, they found a kind of success that transcended superficial measures like wealth or popularity. They were fulfilled because they were doing what they loved, not what the world expected of them. Their success wasn't about being perfect. It was about being authentic. Think of someone like Oprah Winfrey. While she's undoubtedly a global icon with incredible wealth, her true success came from her deep sense of purpose to inspire and uplift others. She didn't achieve what she has by trying to be perfect. She found fulfillment by being authentic to herself and her mission. That's the kind of success we should be aspiring to, the kind of success that makes us feel whole, not just accomplished. Why fulfillment over perfection is key to true success. If we constantly measure ourselves against an unreachable standard of perfection, we'll always feel like we're falling short. Perfectionism can actually hinder our ability to succeed because it makes us focus too much on what we don't have or what hasn't been achieved. It leads to anxiety, self-doubt, and frustration. On the other hand, fulfillment is more generous and forgiving. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about appreciating how far you've come, even if you haven't reached the end goal yet. Fulfillment is about the experience, the growth, and the joy of living a life that resonates with your values. It's about being proud of who you are, even as you continue to grow and evolve. You don't need to be perfect to be successful. You just need to be real with yourself. And that's where true fulfillment begins. Success is not about fitting into a mold. It's about creating your own mold and living in alignment with that vision. So let's redefine success. Let's stop measuring ourselves by external standards and start focusing on what truly matters. Success isn't a destination or a perfect outcome. It's about living a life that feels good to you, that aligns with your values, and that brings you peace and purpose. It's about feeling fulfilled, not just accomplished. Remember, no matter where you are on your journey, it's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic, being in alignment with your true self, and feeling at peace with the person you're becoming. That's the real truth about success. Certainly, let's break down the role of failure in success and expand on this point to make it clear, understandable, and relatable to your audience. The idea that success is without setbacks or failures is a myth. In fact, the most successful people have failed the most. It's through failure that we learn the most valuable lessons about resilience, perseverance, and what truly matters. When we look at successful people, we tend to focus on their achievements. We see the millions they've earned, the businesses they built, or the recognition they've gained. But what we often overlook is their journey, a journey that was undoubtedly filled with failures. It's easy to think of success as a smooth path where every step leads to a higher point. However, the reality is far different. Success is not a straight line. It's a winding road with obstacles and setbacks. And here's the truth. Failure is not a roadblock. It's a crucial part of the journey. Every failure we face, no matter how small or big, provides us with valuable lessons. These lessons teach us not only about our weaknesses, but also about how to overcome them. They show us what doesn't work and lead us to the path that eventually does. For example, Thomas Edison famously failed 1,000 times before he successfully invented the light bulb. He didn't see those failures as defeats. Instead, he saw them as lessons. I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. This mindset is crucial. Failure, instead of being something to fear, should be something we embrace. What if you stopped fearing failure? What if you saw every setback as an opportunity for growth? Take a moment and think about this. What if the fear of failure wasn't holding you back? What if, instead of fearing it, you welcomed each setback as an opportunity to grow? This is a mindset shift that can completely change how we approach life. Often, we fear failure because we associate with loss of money, time, or reputation. We start to believe that failing means we are not good enough or capable enough to succeed. But in reality, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. The most successful people didn't become who they are because they avoided failure. They became successful because they didn't let failure define them. Instead, they learned from it, grew from it, and used it to improve themselves and their work. If you stop fearing failure, you'll start seeing it for what it truly is, a valuable teacher. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to be better next time? Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. The people who achieve greatness are those who don't let failure stop them. Instead, they use it as fuel to keep moving forward. It's important to understand that failure is not the opposite of success. The two are not mutually exclusive. In fact, failure is an integral part of the success process. Success is not about avoiding failure, but about learning to handle it and keep going despite it. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became a billionaire from her books, she faced multiple failures. She was rejected by 12 different publishers before one agreed to publish her first book. If she had given up after those rejections, we would never have known the magical world of Harry Potter. But Rowling used each rejection as motivation, not as a reason to quit. Similarly, the world's most renowned athletes, like Michael Jordan, often attribute their success to their failures. Michael Jordan famously said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." This shows us that failure is not something to fear or avoid, but a critical part of the success formula. It teaches us resilience, which is the ability to bounce back after a setback. It teaches us perseverance, which is the ability to keep going even when the going gets tough. And most importantly, it teaches us that success is not about never failing, it's about failing forward. So, next time you face a setback or failure, remember this. It's not the end of the road. It's a part of your journey. It's an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to keep pushing forward toward your dreams. When you embrace failure, you're not just accepting it, you're using it to propel yourself forward. Remember, failure doesn't define you. Your response to failure does. Will you let it hold you back, or will you rise above it and use it to fuel your success? So, ask yourself again, what if you stopped fearing failure? What could you achieve if you saw every setback as an opportunity for growth? Your journey is just beginning, and with every failure, you're one step closer to success. Success is unique to you. Find your own path. Your version of success is personal to you. Success is often portrayed as a one-size-fits-all concept. We see people on social media, in the news, or in our everyday lives achieving what society deems as success, whether that's financial wealth, career achievements, or social status. But here's the truth. Success is not universal. What success means for you is completely different from what it means for someone else. It's a personal journey, and it's important to acknowledge that success is unique to you. In this fast-paced world, there's constant pressure to conform. We are bombarded with expectations from family, friends, and even society, all telling us what success should look like. We are told that success equals a certain job title, a certain income level, or the ability to buy a big house. But how many of us feel that, deep down, this traditional definition of success doesn't feel right for us? How many times have we heard, you should become a doctor, a lawyer, or a businessman, only to realize that the path we're told to follow doesn't align with who we are or what we truly desire? It's important to define success for yourself and take control of your own journey. Your success is about fulfilling your own unique potential, not living up to someone else's idea of what you should be. Take a moment to reflect on these questions. Ask yourself, what does success truly mean to me? Is it simply the material things society pushes on you, or is it something deeper? Is your idea of success based on your values, passions, and vision for your life, or is it shaped by external pressures? If you've ever felt the weight of societal expectations on your shoulders, you're not alone. Many people find themselves living lives that others have shaped for them, following career paths or making decisions because they feel it's what others expect of them, not what they truly want. But the key to real success is authenticity, knowing yourself, and living a life that reflects your true desires. There's a powerful freedom in creating your own definition of success. You don't have to follow a prescribed path. In fact, some of the most successful people, whether in business, art, or any other field, are those who chose to go against the grain, to break away from conventional norms, and pursue what mattered most to them, regardless of what society said. The question becomes, what is important to you? What do you value the most in life? Is it freedom, creativity, personal growth, or maybe making a difference in your community? These values should guide your journey, not the expectations of others. For some, success might mean having a family and living a peaceful life, far from the hustle and bustle of city life. For others, success might mean creating a business that solves real-world problems or traveling the world while working remotely. For someone else, it might be the ability to wake up every day and feel deeply connected to their work, knowing they're making a difference, even if the pay isn't as high as some other professions. Your definition of success doesn't have to be loud or flashy. It can be subtle and deeply personal. The most important thing is that it reflects your true self. And when you live in alignment with who you are, everything changes. You begin to feel a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that no amount of external validation can replace. It's perfectly okay if your success doesn't look like what's typically shown in magazines or on social media. There's no right or wrong way to succeed as long as you are living in a way that makes you feel fulfilled, at peace, and true to yourself. And remember, true success is never about fitting, and it's about standing out as your authentic self. When you define success based on your own values and vision, you're not bound by society's rules or others' expectations. This kind of freedom allows you to experience success on your own terms. It becomes empowering because you are now the one in charge of your destiny, not the world around you. As you continue on your journey, keep asking yourself, what brings me joy and fulfillment? What kind of life do I want to create for myself? How do I want to spend my time and energy? Your version of success doesn't need to be glamorous or popular. It just needs to be authentic and aligned with your inner truth. When you embrace this, you'll find a much deeper sense of satisfaction that transcends the fleeting applause of external achievement. So remember, success is unique to you. It's not about chasing someone else's dream. It's about building your own. And in that, you'll find true success that brings peace, happiness, and fulfillment. By diving deeper into these points, you can emphasize how important it is for each person to define success in their own terms and live in a way that's true to themselves, not dictated by others. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just a destination. The idea that success is an outcome, something you chase, or a destination you finally reach, is a common misconception. The real truth about success is that it's not something you achieve in the future. It's something you embrace in the present moment. Success is a mindset, an attitude, and a way of thinking that guides how you approach life. It's about cultivating the right thoughts and habits that lead to positive action, no matter where you are in your journey. If you view every challenge as an opportunity and every day as a chance to improve, you're already succeeding. Success isn't a distant place or a single event. It's an ongoing process. The way you think about challenges, setbacks, and triumphs ultimately defines your success. Success is not something you do. It's how you think and how you act. It's your approach to life. If success was about the mindset, how would you approach your daily life differently? This question invites you to reflect on your daily habits, decisions, and actions. Think about how different your life could be if you viewed every day as an opportunity for growth and improvement, instead of focusing on long-term goals or future rewards. What if your mindset shifted from, I need to reach X to be successful, to, I'm making progress every day and that's enough? Consider how this shift would affect your outlook, actions, and reactions to challenges. The answer could be transformative, leading you to embrace a more fulfilling and consistent path to success. Success is not about chasing an end goal. It's about developing the right attitude and mindset that pushes you forward, even when times get tough. Success is often presented as a destination. Once you get there, everything will fall into place. But that's a limited view of success. The true essence of success is found in growth, not a final achievement. Success is about adopting a mindset that focuses on progress and persistence. Instead of waiting for an external event to define your success, you learn to define success by the way you think and act each day. You don't need to wait for a moment to feel successful. You can feel successful every day by having the right mindset. When you focus on growth, gratitude, and resilience, success will naturally follow. Every day offers a chance to improve. Success isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress, no matter how small. Every challenge, every setback, every mistake is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and become better. Growth comes from the way you approach life, the way you respond to obstacles, and how you adjust your mindset when things don't go as planned. Gratitude for the lessons life offers, even through struggles, can fuel your motivation. A thankful mindset allows you to see value in every experience, turning adversity into opportunity. Resilience means bouncing back from hardships and continuing to move forward, even when things get difficult. Resilience is a foundation of success because it enables you to keep going when others might give up. By focusing on these qualities, success becomes a natural byproduct of how you approach your life. You'll find that success isn't a finish line. To cross, it's a way of being. It's an ongoing journey of learning, growing, and constantly pushing yourself toward becoming your best self. So what is the truth about success? It's not a straight path, and it's not about perfection. It's about growth, purpose, and finding fulfillment in the journey. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you define success? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue this conversation about what truly matters in life.